Hello, welcome to a random field. This may be the weirdest place I've ever started a YouTube video on this channel. For the reason I got it, here, watch the video, I put it out 2 weeks ago, but the TLDR is rural bus system plus dispatcher screw up plus a really nice bus driver. Today, I'm in the very southern edge of Warren County, walking up to the Washington ShopRite to get a bus to Hackettstown, New York's weirdest least used station, and Warren County's least used station. Welcome to New York's weirdest least used station. Here's some history, and I'll see you at the ShopRite, presuming I don't die on the way there, because not a very fun walk. While I walk on some treacherous roads to the Washington ShopRite to get a rural bus, of course, here's some history on Hackettstown Station. Surprisingly, for an area whose transit in the modern day is barely existent and terrible, the railroad history of Western Jersey is incredibly rich. It first dates back to 1853, when the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad, who had built lines in the coal country of northeastern Pennsylvania, sought to merge with the Central Railroad of New Jersey in hopes of getting a direct route to New York City. This resulted in the construction of the Warren Railroad, an impressively engineered line through the hills of western Jersey. Opened in 1856 and drastically improved with the Oxford Tunnel in 1862, this line was the fastest route to northeastern Pennsylvania, and therefore its sweet, sweet coal. However, the Lackawanna and the C&J Railroad merger fell through, and hence this line had no real use case. After all, this was and still is a very rural area. Not to be outdone, however, the Lackawanna quickly leased the Morse and Essex Railroad, who had conveniently opened an extension of their main line to Phillipsburg via Washington, intersecting with the Warren Railroad a few years earlier. The Lackawanna finally had a direct route to New York, and Hackettstown became a major stopping point along their main line. However, by the turn of the 20th century, it was clear that the Lackawanna's main line was not up to the job. The tunnels along it were constantly flooding, it was a circuitous route, and some sections of it were even forced to be single-tracked so locomotives could fit through. So, in a perfectly rational early 20th century railroad decision, the Lackawanna Railroad decided to replace their main line with the Lackawanna Cutoff, the best railroad ever built in America. That hopefully will be a video at some point because it is just so incredibly cool, but the transit in that area is so painfully terrible, it even barely exists sometimes, so TBD on that. Anyway, the downside of the cutoff's opening was that Hackettstown, which had formerly been a major stop on a major main line, became a pretty minor stop on a minor branch line. It remained this way for most of the 20th century until 1966, when passenger service to Hackettstown was ceased. The line remained a minor freight branch under Conrail, and prospects looked bleak for passenger service. That is until 1994, when NJT re-extended service back to Hackettstown and therefore Warren County. Granted, this service didn't have the best schedule, it still doesn't, but it's a great thing that it came back at all. But NJT, maybe an extension to Easton? That would be really great. In 2023, NJT even bought out the line as far as Hackettstown from Norfolk Southern, who had owned it since Conrail was dissolved in 1999, because NJT can actually be good sometimes. Shocking, I know. And anyway, that's the history. Let's go get on a rural bus out of ShopRite in the middle of nowhere. Hello, I'm at the ShopRite Pharmacy. This video just keeps having the most random locations. But yes, I made here in one piece. I managed to walk through a suburban subdivision, so it wasn't that treacherous. We are making our way to Hackettstown slowly but surely. This is where the bus picks up. You have to call them to find that out. It doesn't say anywhere online. I feel like one big thing about rural bus systems is, well, two big things. One, a good thing. Regional rural bus routes are good. Hunterdon does this amazingly. Warren, I have thoughts on. But like it's fine, but they should have more. Another thing, you should really have bus stop signs. Like there's zero signage. It just says fire lane and that's it. That the bus stops here. So that is a big thing. So yeah, the bus should be in 10 minutes. If the next clip is not me on the bus, the next clip will be me yelling into the phone about how Warren County is a stupid county and that needs to die. On the bus, we just passed under what is now like a freight branch that used to be an extension of Lackawanna into Easton. This drops off on the outskirts of Hackettstown. I'll see you there. So glad I'm on this fine. We'll heading back towards the transit that is, we're in the real dimension instead of the minibus dimension. So I got off the bus in the outskirts of Hackettstown. I don't know why it drops off there, not in downtown, but it just does. I've been walked into the downtown. I sort of expected it to be charming and cute. It wasn't as charming as I expected. It kind of was a bit dead. So in Western Jersey, there's some cute towns. There's Clinton. There's kind of Highbridge, but it's not like the Hudson Valley where every single town you go to is extremely cute. So just FYI. I had some pizza, which was good, and then I foamed the train. So here's the foamer shot now. Alrighty, hello. We foamed the train. The sun is in my eyes. We're walking down to the station, and before we get there and do our least used station montage thing, just quickly, why is this the weirdest least used station? So, it's kind of weird, hard to explain, but I'm not saying it's the weirdest station that happens to also be least used. I'm saying this is the least used station that is the weirdest as to why it's least used. The answer? There's only one station in all of Warren County, Hackettstown. I was actually originally going to title this video, "Why is this Western Jersey's only station?" But I thought this was a bad title. And also, Highbridge is actually further west than here. So, fair enough. We're now approaching the station. But yeah, just wanted to clear that I don't think that this as a station is weirder than, say, I don't know, Mount Pleasant or Manitou or the Appalachian Trail. It's just the fact that it's a least used station is weird. However, it's still not a great station. So, let's film the station review. Let's buy a ticket, film the station review, film the ridership stats, and then finally head home. Alrighty, Hackettstown, we're here, we're on a bench. We're starting the station review. So the platform, pretty basic, just 3 benches. There is a mini high, which is somewhat of a rarity on NJT. There is actually a little tiny waiting room in here. So there's shelter from the elements. There's quite a large parking lot. You could pretty feasibly use this as a park and ride. There is a ticket machine. One underappreciated aspect of NJT is that they have ticket machines at every single station. Okay, actually, this might not be true. I don't think Monmouth Park has a ticket machine since it's a special event station. But aside from that, I'm fairly sure every single NJT station does have a ticket machine, which is nice. And then the info board, there's a map. It's the new map. You can see we're the only station in Warren County. And then there's schedules, both the Morristown line schedule and on the back, the Montclair Boonton line schedule. Both are from May. They have updated it since then, but I think it's correct for the Hackettstown trains. One funny thing, they also have the weekend schedule here. The station gets no weekend service, and on the MOBO, weekend trains, excluding holiday trains, weekend trains only go to Bay Street and Montclair. Other passengers are boarding now. I will soon, but first, a station rating, 5 out of 10. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's just an average station. There's nothing particularly good or particularly bad about it. It's kind of meh. Fun that I gave both Lebanon and Hackettstown 5 out of 10, but for very different reasons. Okay, that's Hackettstown. Let's do the ridership stats now, and then let's get it on this train. Alrighty, it is ridership stats time. So, this station is the only station in Warren County, and there was both least and most used. It gets 830 rides per week, quite high, making it the least used station in Warren County, but also the most used station in Warren County. And the 9th least used in the state of New Jersey, and the 19th least used, or somewhere around the 4th most used, least used station in the New York City metro area. So, not awful ridership. I'd imagine a big chunk of that comes from people park and riding here, because there's some park and ride space. Probably from further in Warren County, because if you live up in Sussex, you'd probably park and ride. I mean, if I lived in Sussex, I would park and ride at Netcong, at Mount Olive, at one of those stations there. Or if you were crazy, Port Jervis. Yeah, one interesting thing is this appears to be a fully common 5 train. So, with that was Hackettstown. Station rating check, ridership stats check. We have officially added to that. I bought a ticket from here to Hoboken. Let's hop on board the train. I think it's only one car open, so let's hop on board and see if we can find a non-crusty window. Alrighty, so we left Hackettstown. By some miracle, there was a non-crusty window. I filmed a time-lapse. We passed by Mount Olive Station, which is very low used and very funny. We passed by Port Morris Junction, which is where the Lackawanna cutoff branched off. Very cool. You just can't see much from the train. They are attempting to rebuild it, though. We then passed through Mount Arlington, a new build park and ride, and through Dover, which is apparently an interesting town, but I've never been there, so I don't know for sure. And then a whole bunch of boring suburbia to Hoboken. Welcome to Hoboken Terminal. After an hour and 58 minutes on that train from Hackettstown to Hoboken, we're here. That was an incredibly fun, but an incredibly long day. I ended up walking over 25,000 steps. But, we're here. We made it. And thank you for watching New York's weirdest least used station, Hackettstown. I hope I have enjoyed it. Now, let's go and end this vid with some path. Ha ha! Honash Transit breaks stupid funny law! Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.